Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 6 of the Unfiltered Kingdom Edition podcast. Today is the part 2 of Anonymous, or Your Christian Hot Takes. Yay! I should have been more hype. Sorry. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of the Unfiltered podcast. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of Christian Unpopular Opinions. I'm Ella. I'm going to be your host today, and obviously it's the same thing. We're going to be sharing your unpopular opinions that we dare not say in public or even to our friends, or else we'll get canceled. So we created a platform for you guys to share your opinions anonymously. I'm Ella once again, and I'll be your host today. And we're all going to be introducing ourselves and saying one fun fact about us. So I'll start by saying I have relative pitch. So if you're able to sing any note or melody, I'm able to identify the note and play it. So yeah, that's a fun fact about me.
I'm Shay, and a fun fact about myself is I'm composing a piece on the organ.
Wow.
My name is Olisa, and I have a mysterious scar on my body that no one in my family knows about. Or actually, nobody knows where it came from.
Interesting. My name is Uyai, and I had a pet named Chukudi. He was a turkey.
Yeah. It is well.
My name is Ike, and last year I read 35 new books.
Hi people, my name is Femi, and I had 6 fingers. See it?
He's such a freak.
Yeah, oh my god.
You said freak.
Oh, it got cut off.
You have 2?
Oh yeah, 2.
That is an anomaly.
But like this one was cut properly. That's not really fine. But this, not really. It's just like a scar, kind of. But yeah.
Bro says scar. That's a bump.
Put that away, thank
But
you.
yeah, that's a fun fact.
We still accept.
Why did you clap for 6 fingers?
That was creepy. Alright guys, we're gonna get right into your anonymous takes. So the first one is, let's take deep breaths, sorry. Okay. Why do many black people condemn the LGBTQ community so much, but they're engaging in lying, stealing, and sexual immorality? All sins are the same! Exclamation. Hypocrites! Exclamation mark.
Wow. Okay.
Who wanna go first?
Who wants to address this? Because first of all, I have a question. Are all sins the same? Is that a...
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about this then.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes.
Explain.
What is that?
So, all sins have the same end destination.
Yes.
All of them cause you to go to hell.
Yeah.
But not all of them are of the same degree in terms of how much damage they cause, at least in the physical realm.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, so for instance, saying, if you ask me, oh, does my hair look nice? And I say no. But I think it looks nice. Or the other way around, where I say it does look nice, but it looks absolutely atrocious. It is not the same thing as me killing someone. You know, because it's just hair. If you equate the same thing, I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, that's what I mean by yes and no.
That makes sense.
Even in the church, we cover a lot of sins that we know, is happening. We cover pedophiles, we cover liars, we cover people that steal money in the church, and it's fine. There's a place of forgiveness. But if someone goes against these norms, because even outside religion, black people or like Africans just have a problem with anything pushing against societal norms, patriarchal societal norms, which is basically the LGBTQ. And outside of religion, we just hate that, and we love the fact that okay, religion has said this, so we can use that to justify our hatred for them. So we can also look at it from that perspective.
No, just like she said, it's because they're an easy target, to be honest. Yes. A lot of the other things, you can't really see it on the surface, so it's easy for people to hide. But that's why they don't like the proud things. Like, why are you being proud of being part of the LGBTQ community? Because they think that everything that is wrong should be hidden and shouldn't be talked about. So it's the fact that they're so proud about who they are, which is not like people should be allowed to be who they are, even whether or not you don't, whether or not you agree with it. It's just that it makes them a very easy target for people to attack. All the blame, everything that's wrong with the world is because of this, blah 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 blah. So it just comes because they can't see everything else, and because they don't want to see it. To be honest, like you could present someone that they really look up to and admire, and say all this evidence about all the bad things that they've done, but as long as they're still but they're still sharing the gospel, they're still a person of Christ, blah, 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 then they can be like, well, it's okay, we have to give grace to our brothers. That's when that comes in. Yeah. But people in the LGBTQ community, they're just an easy target, unfortunately.
Yeah. Do you think it'll ever come to a point where we all kind of settle in and not have to like condemn or is this gonna be a continual?
It's gonna get worse.
Unfortunately,
it's gonna get worse.
It's gonna get much worse.
In what way?
It's gonna be more blatant, especially with how do I word this properly? Especially with the way the world is evolving right now in terms of politics and power and religion. Whichever party or whichever government is in control, whatever they believe in, whatever their values are, that's what society will subscribe to. For example, in Nigeria, the penalty in the south for homosexuality is 14 years in prison. In the north is death. It's whatever the government says it is, that's what it is. And you can see how, politics of the global powers are going, today. It's going to get worse. Yeah.
Okay, our next anonymous hot take says, people love to use, quote unquote, your body is a temple for sexual acts and tattoos. But when was the last time you worked out? Every day you're consuming chips and hot dogs.
That's facts.
Chips and hot dogs are crazy.
Yeah.
Someone mad.
Yeah, but facts, yeah.
Maybe I go see, but I don't know about chips and hot dogs.
No, it's true. It's easy to just get lazy and not take care of yourself, and you always find excuses. I know I found for me that now that I'm not in school anymore, you have to be much more intentional with exercising, because when you're in school, you're walking thousands of steps a day just to get to your class, right?
Yeah.
But now it's if you're working remotely or you don't have to commute that far, you're just stuck in one spot unless you intentionally go out. Yeah. One thing that helps me is that because we live somewhere that's so cold and it's summer right now, I just started thinking about when it's winter and you can't go outside anymore. You're going to be wishing that you went on that 30-minute walk, So just take advantage of the opportunities you have.
Yeah. So when the Bible said your body is a temple, what were they talking about specifically? Because what we hear nowadays, they like to tie it into don't do this, don't open your legs, don't do tattoos, So how can we, transcribe that or describe that for other people who are confused or only see that as one specific reason or cause or whatever?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Your body is a temple. It's a sacred place, so you take care of it in all ramifications. Spiritually, you stay connected to God, you pray, you study the word. Physically, you take care of yourself, exercise, don't eat rubbish, you will die. It's not rocket science. God is merciful, but if you don't eat healthy, if you're not practicing if you're not practicing good health routines, you're gonna die. So yeah, take accountability for yourself. God is everything, but He gave you wisdom, He gave you resources to take care of yourself, and that's your responsibility.
Anyone else?
Nobody else? Okay.
Oh, wait, sorry. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
And I feel like part of that is also going to the doctor when you feel like something is not wrong. Something is wrong. You can obviously you should pray about it and things like that. But if something is persistently going on and you're not getting that checked out, I feel like you're not treating your body very well as well. Make sure that you pay attention to your body, you know what's going on, things like that.
Yeah.
Just to brush up on what Ike just said, I've found that most African or Nigerian Christians, when they actually have ailments or if there's something up with them, they tend not to go check themselves out. They're always like, oh, you know, God will heal me, whatever. And it's like, yes, God will heal you, but it's the same God that created all this medicine that we have now. Why not go to the doctor, get yourself checked out, and use that medicine to your benefit? You know? And most of these people, unfortunately, they end up dying.
Yeah.
It's sad to see. Because you let this thing affect you for years on end, you know, saying the same thing, oh, God will take control, you know, God is going to heal me, I'll be fine. But when you don't take that action to get yourself checked out and to see what's actually wrong with you, you're going to suffer the consequences, unfortunately.
Let's take it a step further. You know this... you know this thing about, you know, delivering like the Hebrew women, and that, you know, in some very, very, I don't want to call them confused, but like some fanatics, they'd be like, okay, if you do C-section, you're not a true child of God, because you have to deliver like the Hebrew women. A lot of women have died. A lot of women have died because of that. We keep drawing a line between healthcare and our faith, or like, you know, lifestyle. No, it's actually not like that. Or like, you know, saying God, Jesus is your physician. He is, for real. He will direct your physician because he is the main physician. But go there, like, please. Also, I don't believe tattoos are a sin in that question.
Every single time you always have every single time you have an opportunity to bring that up. You'll say, I was just going to mention that delivered like a Hebrew woman doesn't make sense even, because they were lying. They told Pharaoh that the Hebrew women were delivering too fast. That's why they couldn't get the baby. That was not true. They were just telling that to Pharaoh so they had an excuse not to kill the babies. So.
Okay, I'm actually going through, the most liked, right? And the number 3 for, because in our platform, we let you guys like or dislike any unpopular opinions, whether you agree with them or not. So this was actually number 3 on the most liked, and it says, run from church drummers, hearts don't break past drumstick.
Well. Can I try? Let me give it a shot. I think there's a really unfortunate, what they call it, stereotype with instrumentalists in general, that they're not born again, or they're not good people, and it's quite unfortunate. I don't know why you people behave like that. Please change. But if you're not, if you're not doing that, kudos. Please, you guys, don't be heartbreakers. It's not good. And ladies, stay away from them.
So are you not perpetuating the stereotype?
You have to protect yourself, obviously. You can't see fire and say, okay, let the fire will change.
Wow. Maybe not cool fire, you understand?
Yeah, that's my take.
Does anyone have something to say, boys? Do you want to defend?
Depends.
I personally feel like all the stereotypes, we should stop it. Stop the stereotypes. Instrumentalists, they're just trying to figure their way through the church. Don't put this unnecessary burden on them and make them feel like they're not part of the family. Let them feel a part of the flock. And these sisters that keep on complaining that they're heartbreakers, help them. Communicate with them. Let them know that, okay, what you are doing is not good. And they will desist from their evil ways. But you are not telling them anything. You are just out here stereotyping people anyhow. I know all the instrumentalists in this our church. They do a very good job, And they don't seem like people that would be out here and be breaking people's hearts.
No, it's not our church.
Yeah.
But wait. It's not bad to break heart too.
Eh?
If I'm in a relationship and I don't want to be in it anymore, I can.
It depends on how you do it.
It depends on the context.
Because from where this is coming from, it's like they're players. That's the stereotype. They're players. And as Femi was saying, it's not our church. Hopefully, a way for this can be avoided. And it's no shade to any pastors that do bring in those people
from outside.
Yes, it's the people that are from outside.
Yes,
you need
it's
to.
It's always the non-cast members.
Yes, it's always the non-cast men. Like all these instrumentalists that's you don't know where they've come from. They're playing at the club. They're hitting
Yes,
all
no,
18-year-old. Like, see, why are we bringing them
Ella.
to
Okay.
What did sorry. What? Next question. No, don't. Okay.
Maybe you asked.
Wait, what did I?
Yeah.
Okay. Another hot take from Anonymous. You can't be saying God knows my heart when your sneaky link knows your whole body and many more you don't know about. Respect yourself.
Oh gosh.
Who did what?
Like, wait, can you read it again? Let's get it.
You know,
I'm
why
interested.
these seem targeted. Is it just me? Or let's read it again, Sha.
Let's.
You can't be saying, quote unquote, God knows my heart. When your sneaky link knows your whole body. And many more you don't know about.
Oh.
Respect yourself.
Yeah, I understand where the person is coming from. A lot of young Christians, we like to use the excuse, God knows my heart, only God can judge me. That's the point. God's judgment is going to be brutal. It's going to be judgment. So now that we have time of grace and somebody is telling you, change your ways, and you say, God knows my heart, exactly. The Bible says the heart is deceitful above all things. Your heart is not good. Change. God knows your heart. That's why you need to change. You understand?
Period.
And
That's it.
young Christians, we actually need to step up. It's like we're watering down Christianity. We have specific, there's things you know you shouldn't do. There's some things automatically, when you say you're doing them, the next thing you say is, but don't judge me. You know that you're not supposed to be doing this. You know you're not supposed to be here. So why are you doing it? God knows your heart too. It's wicked. Change.
Yeah, that instant like defense, like, oh, don't judge me, don't do this. It's better you hear from us, so
Exactly.
because when God come and okay. From Anonymous, church hurt and trauma is not a valid reason to stop going. If they mistreat you at work or school, will you say you'll never work and go to school again?
I feel like that one is very dependent on the context because I've had a couple of friends who have like given me a whole rundown about things that happened in the past that like really stopped them from going to church ever again, and it was some terrible things that I heard. So I feel like it depends on what happened. If it was something that in the grand scheme of things it's minuscule, you should still try and come back. But if it's so terrible, I feel like we should refrain from trying to judge people or force them to come back. We're not trying to re-trigger the trauma here. We're trying to invite them back. That is an actual safe place. That where they went to before is not how it works. So I feel like it depends on the story.
Do you guys think it's a fair comparison? Because this person says church and then they're comparing it to work or school. Is that fair?
It's not a fair comparison because we're supposed to be distinct. We're supposed to be the light of the world, the salt of the earth. You expect the very best from children of God. And I get it. We say, okay, church is a hospital, sick people are here too. But in some cases, you come here and you get infected. That's just the thing. You come and get infected. You take, there's some churches you go to, you enter inside, you can feel the negativity. You just know these people are about to traumatize you. You pack your slippers inside your armpits and you run. Get the heck out of here. Because some churches will lead you away from Christ. You will hate Christianity because of that. Which is why our main focus should be on Jesus Christ. The church is where we grow that relationship in the presence of a good fellowship, The focus should always be Christ, and the church should improve on themselves.
I have a question. Do you think that you obviously we don't want to re-trigger people. We know they've been through like bad experiences, but do you think people shouldn't stay in that state of hurt and pain? I don't think that's helpful or healthy for people. But does the end of healing look like going back to a church?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, the Bible says do not forsake the gathering of the brethren. Also, if you really love the Lord, you go back to church. Like, I'm not trying to invalidate anybody. And, I know how church hurt feels like. I've been through it. is crazy, but I was forced to go back. So, but like, if you really love the Lord and if you really want to obey His word, you go back to church because we have to do that fellowship. It shouldn't be the same church unless they have changed, but just get a fellowship. The point of it is fellowship.
Okay, speaking on going to church, this person here says, it's better to miss church and rest than to attend while half asleep.
I would think.
Well.
I was just going to say, like, half asleep, and maybe you're in church and you're not paying attention, or you're talking the whole time, or like there's stuff going on in church and you're not participating. I don't know. For me, then why did you bother coming to church? That's kind of my perspective of it. Like, if you're going to come to church, asleep is, I don't know, you can still absorb something while you're sleeping. But if you're not in church and you're not actively trying to engage in the service or in part of the sermon, then I don't know. That's when I probably have an issue with it.
I'm actually of the opposite thought process. I think whether you are listening or half asleep or whatever the situation may be, you should still come to church. Yeah. And I say this from the perspective of, even though you come and you feel like you're unserious or you feel like you're not really gaining anything, at some point it'll click. Just because of your proximity to things. I think a very good quote I remember hearing, it was that, it wasn't really a quote, it was a story. So there's a guy, he didn't really go to school, he didn't really do anything with his life, but he always hung out with university students, and he was always working with them. He goes back home and his mom tells him, I'm very happy that you're always at school. And he says, well, I don't do anything there. And she's like, you can't be with people that are moving and not want to move yourself. So the more we put ourselves in scenarios where we see other people worshiping God, actually being serious with our faith, at some point we question ourselves and we start wondering, okay, what am I doing wrong? What actually is going on? Maybe I should actually listen to this. Let me just, even if it's for 5 minutes, let me just listen. So I think it's better for them to be in church than for them to be at home and being exposed, to the devil and his wiles or to any other form of temptations. Because if you're at church, at least the message is passing your ears somehow. You're seeing people that are worshiping, you're seeing people that are praying, you're in the presence of the Lord, you're in the presence of the children of God, rather than being at home and being in the presence of chips and hot dogs or whatever. That's my perspective.
That's a good point.
But follow-up question on that. In cases like people like Judas Iscariot, he was in the presence of the Lord, the actual Lord. He was there, but he still did not change. So do you feel like there's some people, despite being in that presence, soaking up everything, they know they're not interested? Because some people come to church for different reasons. Not everybody is there to seek the face of God. Some people are there to find. Anyway. But yeah, some people are there for different reasons.
I still think, I think if you believe you're a Judas Iscariot, you should still come to church. Because where else are you gonna go? Are you going to go to the club? Are you going to go to a psychologist? Some people they club for Sunday. I don't know. But
cut this part out.
But in my opinion, I believe the church is the gathering of the brethren, or the gathering of the children of God. Yeah. The Holy Spirit has been all of us. At the end of the day, we don't know who is going to change. We don't know who is even going to make it to heaven. A lot of people that look saved, that look like they're worshiping God and really following God, some of them will end up in hell, unfortunately. Yeah. And those ones that you thought were just gallivanting and pissing their life away, you actually don't know what God is doing in their hearts.
That's very true.
So I still believe they should come to church. It's not my place to call anyone a Judas Iscariot. It's not my place to say that you don't deserve to be in church, because at the end of the day, Romans chapter 5 says that while we're still sinners, Christ came and died for us. So if the person looks like a sinner, where else are they supposed to be apart from the church?
Wow, true. Okay, speaking on intentions in the church, this person says, church youth functions or camps have turned into Christian Tinder.
Absolutely.
What are our thoughts?
I would say some churches design them to be that way even.
Yeah.
That's the point of the program, because they are hyper-focused on getting people married.
And unfortunately, that shouldn't be the backbone or the basis of those events.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of events are to bring Christian youth together, you know, help them understand God more, you know, teach them impactful and meaningful things about God. And see, don't get me wrong, it's not wrong or a crime for people to talk to each other and see if they like each other at these events. That's not a crime, it's not wrong. But it's not ideal for you to make it the whole basis of an event just for people to meet up and like start getting to know each other, you know, and like of course you can talk and all that, but like if the whole basis is for you to come there to find a relationship, I don't think that's ideal. Yeah.
So, follow-up question, and I'll start with the small example. In Nigeria, in one Redeemed Church in Lagos, there's a dating app for the youth in the church. With that, what do you think is the role of the church in helping, you know, single people get married? Or do you think there's a role at all? And if there is, are they overstepping or are they doing too much?
Personally, I don't think there's a rule, but I also don't think it's necessarily wrong. Like if at least it's a dating app, that's different than an event that, you know, you kind of make it seem like, oh, we're coming here to come and learn about God. But then you get there and all the events or all the way the whole thing is panning out, you can see that they're trying to set people up here. And it's like, when you advertise this thing to me, you told me I was coming here to come and praise God. What are we doing here? Do you understand? So if it's a dating app, I feel like that's a whole different thing. Because you know, okay, this is a dating app. I'm on this app to find love, to find who I want. Do you understand? So I feel like that's a little different.
It's the being misled aspect.
Exactly, yeah.
Just be transparent.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Actually, I think on that topic, I feel like the church should play a role in terms of helping the young adults, you know, get married, you know, find people of God who want to be in a relationship. I think when it comes to young adults, you put all of us in a room, it's kind of hard to remove that aspect of people finding romantic, you know, connections or relationships. Like you just looking at school, in fact.
Sorry. Why? I was
I'm sorry.
Oh,
funny, what?
Well, yeah. Sound like generator. I think, in my opinion, I think the church should play a role in terms of helping the young adults find relationships. I don't think it should be, you know, the main focus. Like you said, for me, the main focus should be Jesus. It should be knowing and understanding Jesus. And on our path or journey of doing that, we find people who we want to connect with and then move along the way.
Wow.
Should we have events where singles get together and get to know each other? I think, in my opinion, I think it's okay for the church to organize those type of events. Only because I look at it in terms of other parts of life. The church should help with outreach in terms of helping people, you know, find food. The church should help in terms of careers. There's so many people in churches that are doing the things that other young adults want to do, but we don't even know that. So I think it's good to create an event where the professionals in church can say, hey, I'm this. If you want to learn more about this, come and talk to me. And they can also help them with their own contacts, you know, help them find a job, that kind of thing. And then when it comes to love, I think it's fine for you to create events where singles can come together and actually try and get to know each other in the context of church. You know, it shouldn't just be, oh, you just come and it's like, okay, see man, see this girl, see this, just join. You know, this is your couple. You know, go like that, go like that. It shouldn't just be like that. I think you should have a focus on Christ, and then talk about relationships in the context of Christianity. Talk about relationships in the context of following God. What does that look like? You know, it doesn't have to be that you come out, you're playing game or you're doing Love Island or whatever.
Christian Love Island.
Christian Love, you know, you don't have to do those things. You don't have to engage in any sort of nonsense plea. But I think it's fine to just even, you know, look at the book of Ephesians chapter 5 and say, call that the event. You know, what is a husband supposed to look like? What is a wife supposed to look like? And then have everybody discuss, you know, even the whole topic of women submitting to the husband. Let young adults actually discuss this. Let's us share our grievances and say, hey, I'm actually scared that this is going to happen, and let us just talk to each other. I think that's fine, in my opinion, but it shouldn't be the main aim. It shouldn't be that we're making an event for people to find each other. It should be we're making an event for Christ, for people to come and know Christ, and for us to also explore relationships in the context of knowing Christ.
Yeah, very well elaborated by you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you disagreed when he said church shouldn't.
Sorry,
Yeah. You disagreed when he said like church shouldn't like host the. When
For
he said
singles.
church should host events that tie into like dating and stuff like that. Why?
It's a slippery slope, and it can get very messy very quickly.
I agree.
And I don't know. I just don't believe in I don't know, sorry. I don't believe in meeting someone in your church. It's just my personal thing. I just want to avoid that. Because if by mistake something should happen, you live in awkwardness for the rest of your life. Yeah. I'm not trying to be on the pulpit and then my ex walks in and I'm like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Your voice will hook.
Well, no, that's not my portion. Yeah, but it's just for me, like
Yeah.
But it's nice to set up these things in the context of the Bible. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I wanted to hear your opinion. The next one falls at the very bottom of the list, actually, and it says testimony time should be scrapped. 80% are lies, exaggeration, or humble brags.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Go.
I do believe that a lot, sometimes end up being humble brags. A lot of, oh my gosh, a lot of lies during testimony time. There was one a long time ago. This lady said she was hoping for money for her fish business. She was walking on the road and she saw 50,000 naira and she took it.
She not talk to you.
No, she said it. That's stealing. Somebody's money
That's
fell
stealing.
down. And you stole the money and you're giving glory to God. And I'm like, okay. And some people will just come out and, state, oh, I bought another car again. And they're like, hallelujah, And then their blazer will now be up. They will now be humble brag. But testimony time should not be scrapped.
Yeah.
Because especially I feel like I really like our church's testimony time. Very encouraging. You can come to church feeling so hopeless and you hear what God has done for your church member and be like, okay, God can do that for me. It's also testimonies about your faith, your salvation, your travel with God, not just about getting new jobs and cars. So I think it shouldn't be scrapped, but definitely I think there should be review. Wait, no, not like we're silencing people. Just give us a brief, overview of what you're saying. Yeah, just so we know you're not, saying something that can put you into trouble or us into trouble, or you're not lying, or
I know there was a church not too long ago that all their testimonies were they were online. People were like, "Are these true?" Because they're talking about being chased by.
Wait.
Should
I say the church?
What? No, don't say the church. What are they chased by?
So they said that gun want to shoot them, kidnapper wants to shoot them with gun, and then they wear a vest, and then they now shout.
I'm a chosen.
Wait,
Is he I'm a chosen?
where is the God of my pastor power? Then they'll not shoot them. The thing will not now enter. Or they shoot pium. This thing will not. They ask lion for the way or something outside the kidnapper. Then the lion now fly. The lion show them the road or something in the junction or something. The lion now carry them home. I don't know.
Carry them. Cuba.
Yeah. But they later came out and said it was a dream.
Why didn't they leave it that?
Because you know how social media is with cutting and chopping.
Yes.
But the mighty testimonies from that church are very.
I'm chosen.
It's just interesting.
Praise the God of my pastor.
It's just interesting because it was kind of disheartening. Because when you hear outlandish testimonies, not outlandish, but you hear like really, really wild testimonies like that, and multiple coming from the same church, and it's like, how much of this is really true? But then you see in the comments, people are saying this is all lies, I feel like it also undermines
the power.
It undermines the power of God. It makes people have less faith, when it even seems like too
Good to be true.
too good to be true.
Mhm.
But also at the same time, isn't that what God can do? Like,
Exactly.
God can do it.
Yeah, share it whether or not people believe.
Yeah.
But there's also some testimonies you shouldn't share. I
Very.
believe there's some very personal things you shouldn't share. God has done it for you, but I don't think you should bring it to the pulpit.
Mm.
Because, okay, no, maybe not that one, but there was this guy, he had Ebola virus, and he was healed. As you said it, no one is coming near you. People were avoiding him in church.
Yeah.
You know what Ebola virus is. I'm so sorry, I would have avoided him too.
Yeah.
Like, just the fear of,
Getting it.
yeah, Ebola is horrible. And it was when it was still in circulation. And you come and testify that you were on the flight with the guy that brought it to Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
God forbid.
How do I know you're healed, brother?
He said it's healed now.
That's not me saying.
He said it's healed. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I think on topic of testimonies, I don't think it should be scrapped.
Yeah.
Like everybody has said, it is very encouraging to hear someone going through exactly the same thing I'm going through, and hearing that God brought them out of it. It'll be, I know people like Bro Sam. The testimonies that he shares are so eye-opening sometimes, because at least for me, I personally feel like I'm living in this bubble where nothing really terrible happens, and then you hear some stories like kidnappings, people being killed, and it's like these are happening to people in our church. And hearing that the Lord delivered their family members, delivered them, it grounds me, at least in a certain way, because it really reminds me that a lot of things happen in this world, and God is really just keeping us from all of it.
That's true.
I think if you yourself, this is a personal thing for everybody. I think if you yourself examine everybody's testimony, you see that it's just humble brags of people thanking God for extra cars or extra houses.
Send them out.
It's not necessarily that you send them out, but you as a member should ask yourself, is this really a good church? That should be in. You don't have to stay technically. You can always leave and attend another church. But you should just examine your church, examine yourself, see if the testimonies are even encouraging, are they enlightening, are they about how God saved people, how God saved them, how God helped them through a trying time, or is it just about how much things you are accumulating? Especially when it comes to, unfortunately, Nigeria is a really bad place right now in general. Well, not even right now. It's been going down for a while. However, I think a lot of people are in a very desperate mood, and even when they hear things like, my salary got increased to this and this, my salary got increased to that, I was able to buy this. In a weird way, it can also be encouraging for people like that, because they're also seeing their life and they're like, God, there's nothing, there's no food at the house. I haven't been able to pay my bills, and you're doing this for this person. I know that there's nothing too big for you. So please, help me in this kind of way. So in a weird way, it can also be encouraging when you hear those kinds of things. But I don't think it should be all about that.
Well, people can also bill you when they hear that you've gotten a promotion, or
That's
you can get kidnapped when people know that you have money because you opened your mouth.
Well, then that's on you now for seeing.
Exactly. So yeah, you pick and choose. Also, there's a thing of people glorifying their pastor's name and their pastor's power during testimony. I would like to thank my mommy and my daddy in the Lord. What of Jesus now? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like to talk okay, I understand saying the God of my destiny, but yeah.
Do you think that aspect of thinking everything is fake or doubting the testimonies comes from a lack of faith? Just a question, yeah?
Yeah. Half and half.
Yeah?
Half and half. Because some people actually know. I have a good pastor friend. He actually knows people, pastors even, that have gone to give testimonies of things that have happened to them. Meanwhile, they came and told him secretly that it was actually Babalawo that did it for them.
Wow.
So it's not necessarily a lack of faith. Some people actually experience these things. They see this one is thanking God for promotion, for this one, for that one. Meanwhile, they go back home and their house is running down. Or they are seeing that shady people are coming out of their house every night. That kind of thing. So I don't necessarily think it's a lack of faith. Sometimes it is. For me, I see a lot of people say that, we did some limb lengthening, or this one was able to, seeing like televangelists come and pray for somebody in the name of Jesus, walk, and then they remove the blanket from the wheelchair and there's no leg. So how do you want them to walk in the first place? Seeing those kinds of things, and you're like, no, this one, the Lord has said something. It's we're really just desensitized with all the things that we see on social media, all the experiences that we have, and it's at the end of the day, it's Jesus. everybody's walk is personal with Jesus. I know that Jesus can do anything for me, so I'm only hoping on him. If he did it for you, no Allah, it means that he's in the area and he'll do it for me.
This person says, church cliques are worse than high school mean girls. The things you hear from children's class alone, even the elderly women.
That's pointed.
I feel like when it comes to that, it's unfortunate because the church is meant to be sort of like a family-oriented environment. You know, we preach that we're family, we're one, and we're joined together, and everything is supposed to align with each other. But when you come to church, you know, you're seeing people together here, and then if you're trying to even like communicate with them or like, I don't know, plan something out with them, it's very, very difficult because they kind of make it seem like, oh, you're not one of us. Maybe, oh, you're not from here. You can't speak this language. And it's like, that's not the point. You know, the one language that we speak is of God. It doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter what you look like. Genuinely, like as long as you believe in God, and you believe that God can do wonders in your life, and you want those wonders to be able to manifest in your life, just come to church, man, and talk to people. Like, don't be, oh, I can't talk to this one. You know, see her face. She looks like her face is shaped like an egg. I mean, what's the problem?
An egg is crazy.
That's a personal feeling.
Talk to people. Like, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So that ideology of, you know, I can't, these are my people, and I can't talk to anybody else, doesn't make any sense, man. Yeah, the church was a big family, and I feel like it should stay that way. Yeah.
I feel like, as he said, church is meant to be a family. It's meant to be where people come together of their own volition for one purpose, which is to serve God. And I feel like it's the last place where toxicity really should reign, because it's disgusting. Like, the amount of times I've heard several people talking about how there's like beef, or there's toxicity, or there's backbiting in broad daylight in a place where that's supposed to be condemned. We're all supposed to come together, we're supposed to be happy with each other and worship and praise our living God that created all of us as brothers and sisters. It's so bizarre, really, because we, like, every day we condemn that type of behavior, but then it's still being done 5 minutes later, and it makes no sense. So we really should stop doing that.
Does anyone want to add or have experienced or have seen any of this behavior?
I think when I was younger, back in Nigeria, my church in Nigeria, I'm not mentioning names now, but my church in Nigeria, I remember, because I was a little jizz back then, you know, young boy, didn't really know what was happening, you know, and like I saw people that seemed relatively cool to me, you know, and you try to chat to them, and it's like, this small boy, this guy's big, you know, and it's like, I just want to chat to you, man. Like, it's not really that deep.
It's not that deep.
It's really not that deep. I just want to talk to you.
Yeah.
We're in church together. Our parents know each other. Like, after service, they're going to be talking to each other. Why can't I talk to you? You know? And it kind of hurt me a little bit as a kid. But now, like, you know, just remembering it now, it is what it is. Because we've grown past that level. You know, somebody doesn't want to talk to you. You go your own way. But, like, I feel like in church, just talk to everyone, man, because everyone has their own issues, and when we come to church, we want to try and let go of those burdens. So if you're not coming to church again, and then you're coming and you're facing the same issues you're facing outside, it's unfortunate. You know, so the inclusivity that we're trying to get outside, you know, trying to diversify and all of that outside, bring all that to the church. You know, include everyone in everything. It's not that, oh, this one is just for me, I don't want anybody else to be a part of it. It's unfortunate. Yeah. That's how I feel.
Well, this person says, I do not believe that Halloween is inherently quote unquote evil.
That is, well, I don't know. I'm not well versed on the origins of Halloween and all that, so I can't really say, oh, it's of demonic nature or some. However, seeing the things that people dress up as and all the things that are done during that time, it does make me feel very skeptical as to whether I should even participate in it or not. I personally don't, because just the whole notion of dressing up as a witch or as a warlock or all that stuff really just invites certain things I do not want in my own life. Personally, if we do like costumes of things that are more wholesome, even if it's a cartoon, those kinds of things, I think that is fine. But celebrating things that are literally of demonic nature, like ghosts and witches and wizards and all these scary things, I don't think it's good, personally speaking. I don't think it glorifies God in any way, shape, or form to do that. So, yeah.
Is anyone on the other side, like, they completely agree with the statements and does celebrate Halloween, if you want to talk about it? Or
I
not?
personally, I do, because a lot of my friends engage in it, so I do. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's your mindset. Because even Christmas, people do the craziest things on Christmas. They go out, get drunk, all of that. So I feel like it's all your mindset. Like, of course, Halloween, people are going to do their rubbish. They will dress however they want to dress. You can go and dress as a pastor. Nobody's holding you.
Yeah.
Go out with your Bible. And that's your costume, I guess. Because regardless of the holiday, it doesn't matter what holiday it is. People will still do whatever they want to do. Even if it's not necessarily glorifying God, people will do it. As long as you're not doing it. For Halloween, dress as long as it's wholesome, as Alicia said. As long as it's wholesome and it's glorifying God, I think you're good to go.
One disagrees.
So how do you glorify God while celebrating Halloween? Okay, I understand that the origins are, we'll have to take a better look into it. But I think from what I've read, it said it started from All Saints Day, and then exonerating past believers, and then became adapted into something else. The root of what it is now and how it is celebrated in our culture is a very slippery slope. It's hard to really say, okay, I'm gonna participate in this in a way that pleases God. Like you said, in all holidays, people do weird stuff. Absolutely. But when we're talking about holidays like Christmas and Easter, we know where the origin is from. We know, like, what we have in our minds when we're thinking of Christmas and Easter is Christ. Or even like other holidays that are not even religious. We know that the concept itself is wholesome from the beginning. So, I don't know. Because if you ask someone now, what is Halloween about? They'll tell you spooky things. Witches and wizards. We pray against them.
That's fair.
So, yeah, that's just my point of view, but I don't know everything. Apostle Paul said all things are lawful, but not all of them are beneficial. So you just have to, go with... just have to go with the flow of the Spirit,
Fair.
I actually wanted to... That was actually an interesting take. Celebrating it in your own way. Being able to take it and put a Christian spin on it, I guess. Because maybe on Halloween you could all dress as Pastor Mother and just go out. We'll just be sharing the gospel. Your demon, collect Bible. Your wish, collect Bible. Just instead of candy in a Bible, they give a small tract. It's a good idea.
Actually, yeah.
And actually, you're actually right. The origins of Halloween, in between, it started from this thing called All Hallows Day, All Hallows Eve, and then it got shortened into Halloween. There's also an All Souls Day as well, which is to pray for the day to pray for the dead, essentially. November 2nd. I don't know much about that one, but I think you can take Halloween and spin it how you want to. I personally wouldn't, because I don't really want to deal with any other extra thing with it. But at the same time, like Sister said, and Paul, all things are lawful, but not everything is going to add to your body. If it's not adding to you, but taking more things away from you, then you just drop it.
Yeah.
Okay, this person says, controlling religious parents are the worst to be stuck with. You think you are helping your child to God, but you're pulling them far, far away. Femi really, really
want
wants
to
to
start?
speak.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I have a lot to say about this.
No cast your.
Oh,
Cast your
I'm not gonna talk about myself. I'm really not gonna talk about myself. So in Nigeria, I went to a boarding school,
I'm sorry.
a Christian,
Sorry.
How unfortunate.
Christian boarding school, mind you. Should I drop the name? Yeah, let's do a
Yes.
little.
Let's go.
No drop
Yeah, I
Hambo.
was about
Oh,
to do
yeah,
a little
no
name
problem.
drop, but yeah, it's fine. So I went to a Christian boarding school in Nigeria, and it's this very the church that owns the school, it's a very strict church. You know, they're like set in their ways. You know, their girls have to wear long skirts. The boys can't have like hairstyles. You know, your hair always has to be full or like not full, but like exactly short rather. I'm sorry, short and look like professional. And even if it's full, it has to look professional. You can't have like one side cut off. It's a sin and all of that. And you know, these parents throw their kids in these boarding schools, and they do the most diabolical things. When I mean diabolical, I mean diabolical. You walk around school, you're seeing condom packs on the floor. You're seeing, you know, the guys are sneaking out of school to go do whatever, and it's like, you know, you're on these kids 24/7. Oh, you can't do this. You can't dress this way. And my issue is, it's not just the nullifying or saying no to these things. It's not giving them a reason why. Tell them why.
Yes, brother.
See, you can't just tell somebody, no, you can't do this. Why can't I do it? I need to know the reason why. I'm sorry, but I need to. I am not a robot. I have blood flowing through my veins. You know, I have a functioning brain. We all have functioning brains.
Sometimes.
You can't just, sometimes. Yeah, we should say that. Sometimes. But like, you know, you can't just say no and it stops there. It doesn't work that way. Why is it a no? Why can't I go out to this place? Why can't I hang out with this person? You know, why can't I smoke? Why can't I drink? What's the reason? You know, let me know why. Because that no, it gives you a reason to want to find out. And you know, you're always trying to see, okay, anyway, they didn't tell me the reason why. Now I have to figure out why by myself. Which is what always happens. And when it gets to that point, it's very, very hard. See, parents, please listen. It's very, very hard to get your kid back from that point. When they've gotten to the stage of, now I want to figure it out by myself. Because they don't want to listen to you no more. Because now you're just saying stuff, and it's like, well, you always say no. So why do I have to listen to you? I say no, and then you don't give me a reason why. Why do I have to listen to you? So it's unfortunate, and I would appease, please, old parents, new parents, make sure if you don't want your kid to get involved in certain things, let them know the reason why. Thank you.
Also add to that by saying that the strictest parents make the best liars. Oh my God, they will lie so much. Because even for the smallest things that you're supposed to trust them with, they can't tell you. So they're gonna, you know, evolve, and they're gonna become very good liars. And by the time they're 18, once children can provide for themselves and they don't need you anymore and they leave, it's a testament to how horrible of a parent you are or were. And there's nothing, you know. Nigerian parents find it very hard to teach us about God without us actually understanding that, okay, there is love inside this religion. It used to feel like, why are you punishing me? Not me, like, you know. I was a good child. I loved the Lord from a very young age. Hallelujah. So, yeah, that's it.
Did you want to say something?
Christianity isn't just a religion. It's a belief. It's a way of life. And the only way you can get people to follow that path is to invite them. And how do you invite them? By giving them reasons as to why you think it's the right way to go. When you're a parent, it should not be forced. You cannot drag your child to church every Sunday and you don't give them a reason why to, other than it is the right way to go. And if they question it, all of a sudden there's a problem. Why is that? A child should be able to know why they are believing what they are. And if you don't communicate that, that's the problem these days. It's communication. They don't give you a reason as to why this is A and this is B. They just say, follow that. Otherwise, I will beat you.
That's why a lot of Christians, if you ask us now, we don't even know why we are Christians. We were born in Christian homes.
So we actually recorded an episode on this exact topic. So if you're interested in understanding the basis of faith for yourself, please check out episode 4 titled Crises of Faith here on Spotify or on YouTube. Now back to the episode.
Being born in Christian homes is not enough. You should be able to figure out by your own self why you should stay. You can start there, but something should be able to keep you on it. And it shouldn't be your parents. It shouldn't be any human being. There should be some form of connection. And if the connection was based off of being forced or being yelled at or anything, it will break. Because instead of it feeling like a way of life, it will feel like a prison. And you will want to get out. And that is how the devil works. You want to escape and he draws you in, and that's the end. So you have to start good. You have to start comfortable. And if they decide to stay, then you can work with that. But you can't bring a horse to water and force it to drink. He will kick you. So, parents should really just have some mercy and be understanding. Not everyone grew up the way you did. If we are forced into it, don't follow that same thing.
It won't work in this generation.
It really will not.
I love how they are figuring it out now.
Have any of you guys seen a very rare case of, a child being raised strict, actually not rebel at all? Like, they actually follow, accordingly.
They are broken.
The nuns.
Yeah, exactly.
The ones I know.
nuns.
No, it doesn't have to be all of them. Some of them turn out really fine. It's just the mercy of God. The ones I know come out broken. They have no expression emotionally because they have been suppressed so much. They can't express it.
I'm actually going to throw a bone to the parents here. Just to say that, personally, I've never been a parent. I've never had a kid. I've never had to raise anybody in my life. And, I think, just to give some kind of grace, a lot of our parents are dealing with their own, not demons, but traumas, their own experiences in their life. And unfortunately, especially, at least speaking from the perspective of being in Nigeria, some people are too poor to look at their fears and look at all the things they've experienced. Everything is hustle, survive, and hopefully these children turn out okay. At the end of the day, they are fed. They are alive. They are under a roof. That should be fine. But meanwhile, the parents are not aware of the trauma that they're inflicting upon their own children. So I'm just at least extending a hand of grace to say that. Some parents just need to take a look at themselves and examine themselves, but also forgive themselves for what they did to their kids. Because at the end of the day, even if you did all those bad things, there's still a way forward. I know a lot of parents might also be dealing with children that have gone, no communication. They've just cut themselves off, and at that point in time, you're probably thinking, I'm such a terrible parent. And that's for those who even find out about what they did. But I think there's grace, there's mercy from Jesus. Not everybody is perfect, but I think Sheyi, Femi, all of you guys have touched on something very, very important. It's all about communication at the end of the day. Saying to your child that it's because I said so is not a good way to keep them in the faith. Eventually, like Oya said, once you get your money, you're out of the house, and you're no longer going to follow that path anymore. It's not going to make sense to you anymore. So grace to the parents, communicate with the children, and by the grace of God, we all will meet in heaven. In the name of Jesus.
I think I've been reading kind of some books about trying to justify the Bible, why we should be Christian, things like that. Do you think Christian parents would benefit from even proving to their children first, why we should believe the Bible is true?
Definitely.
Yeah, because I feel like you're just it's the Bible, it's inspired by God's word, but it's why should I believe this anyways?
Yeah.
What good does it do?
Yeah, so I feel like having those kind of more theological conversations with your children can also be very helpful to help them understand why this is what we believe.
Yeah.
So I guess just to wrap up with that one. Just wrap up with that one. I think part of the reason why that might also be hard is that a lot of people are just ignorant of what they know and what they don't know. And sometimes also fear. When children tend to ask their parents, oh, why do I believe this and why do I believe that? Some parents don't even know the answer. And so their response is out of fear. They're just saying, I can't answer this, so and I'm afraid that I'll say something and it's going to push them away. I'm just going to say, don't.
Some of them don't know.
Just do what I say and just flash it, and then they run away. But I guess it's our own, prerogative now as the younger generation to help our parents even understand why they should believe the thing they believe. I'm done.
Alright, this person says, a lot of quote-unquote Christian influencers that love to show themselves praying, praising, and worshiping, crying to God in their videos are giving Pharisee behavior.
Honestly, it's just cringe. I personally think that it's a two-way street, because at the end of the day, it's part of their job. They're influencers as well. What else are they supposed to do? They're trying to influence people to pray. Exactly. I mean, but apart from that, it's like, how else do you show, that people are supposed to love God, chase after God, apart from videoing yourself doing all these things? I will look at you and say, the crying is fake, but I get what you mean, Sha.
The way the camera.
Does anyone disagree with what we said?
It made perfect sense, actually.
This one says it's about tithing. Tithing. How do you guys pronounce?
Giving tithes.
Giving tithes. Okay, this one is about giving tithes, and there's two of them actually, and it says tithing these days is just a church's Netflix subscription. Pay monthly to keep your membership alive. They also add that they will also preach tithe like it's Spotify music. If you miss one payment, your blessings get suspended.
I'll say that. Well, then no one's gonna kick you out of church because
you
you're not
didn't pay
tithing.
Some churches are like that too.
Well, they shouldn't.
Yes.
Like, you might feel convicted and you want to leave church and because they've been telling you to tithe. Or maybe they're just talking about tithe too much. Or maybe they barred the doors one day and didn't let anyone go until...
Close them doors.
In that case, yeah, I feel like that would apply. But I feel like in most scenarios, like, no one's forcing you to pay tithe. And I do agree, sometimes you do hear that message that if you're not paying tithe, that's why every bad thing is happening to you and you're not really unlocking that blessings. But the way I view tithe is just like, I'm acknowledging that the only reason I have this money is because God has given me the opportunity, and I'm just giving it back to Him. It's just living out the principle of put God first, and it's just, you're just doing that financially. Now, that's the way I view it, because if you who am I to hold on to that money? Like, because it's not mine. Like, it wasn't because of anything I did. People applied for jobs. I wasn't the only one that applied for that job. I'm not the reason I still have that position. It's God's favor upon my life. It's like people are losing jobs left and right and center these days. It's literally not me. It has nothing to do with me. So that's why we just give God all the glory that you have that.
And also, God does not have Interact to send us money to maintain the church. We expect so much from the church in programs and everything. The money has to come from us.
Somewhere.
God gives us that money through the opportunities He gives us, so we can give back to Him. And that's just the beautiful, thing about it. You give to God, and then God gives you back in blessings and, favor and church programs and pizza.
And just because you pay tithe doesn't mean that bad things will happen to you still.
Yeah.
Let's see if we kidnap. Sorry.
I don't think the mic picked up.
They pick them up.
We couldn't get to all 44 responses in this video.
44.
So the last one we'll take is, it's not every youth that needs to join a department.
Yes, ma'am.
Some of y'all need to just sit down and learn first.
Yes, absolutely. We need to disciple people first before we put them out there. Some people are not doctrinally sound. Some people are not mentally sound. Some people are actually not okay. No shade to them. And you need to Volunteering in the church is important, but they have to be fit to do that. That's why I love workers in training. You gotta, disciple them, mentor them before you put them out there. If not, it's nonsense they will do.
Honestly, I think it depends on the size of the church. If the church is too small, I can't do everything now. Somebody has to walk, even if it's small child labor. Yeah, you teach them as well. As you're behind the camera, they listen to sermon.
Exactly.
At the same time, I feel like if you're going to be a worker, you should at least work 110%. I don't know, at least 100%. The same effort you would put into your work at school or in your job, please put that into church. Don't just, if you're going to work, actually work. Please take it seriously.
Yeah, and I guess that's a way to avoid, the church drummer discussion.
Because if you don't teach them, some of them are not Christians. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they're just talented, so the church is we need instrumentalists.
As long as you sound good and that,
Which is why we need to teach our own.
If you wanna do drum lesson, I'll come. Me, I'll come. I'll do them.
We should teach our own, which we are doing by God's grace. So by God's grace, in a couple of years, we won't need to.
Couple of years.
Okay, anybody have anything else to say? Get off your chest. Any hot take for themselves or
my hot take?
Get it out.
I've said it 100 times. No. Maybe that one. In ethnic churches, I believe, we're talking about it, making people feel included. That it's not nice to center one group. It makes other people feel confused and left out. And if you want this church to be for this so group, write it there so that I will shift, so that I can go to where I can understand and I can feel included. Churches in general have issues with this, especially Nigerian churches. As a foreigner, I can't attend a Nigerian church. I'll be confused because I don't understand what's happening. But that's just my take. More inclusivity.
Anybody else? Anything still stuck in your mind that you want to add on or disagree with?
I don't know if this is necessarily a hot take, but teeny bit of advice.
In the next few minutes of the video, we'll be discussing a topic that may be sensitive to some listeners, and that is domestic violence. While we took a humorous approach to discussing this topic, we do acknowledge the seriousness of domestic violence and would like to remind you that if you or someone you know are experiencing any form of family violence and are in the province of Alberta, please call 310-1818. Now back to the video.
I know some of my friends, we talk about marriage and stuff. And then when it comes to this marriage people are like, no matter what, you can't divorce or end your marriage because it's bound by God. But what happens when you're on your knees begging your husband to forgive you, I don't know, you want to come back, and then your husband turns to full-on Mayweather when you're and then one pastor from somewhere is telling you, hold on, who defaults? You are the wife or whatever. I mean, the woman could, the husband too could be getting his ass whooped too, but it's mainly the other way around. Let's be fair. And what happens in that situation? You die because you are fair. You die because you keep on lying to yourself. Oh, I can change this guy. Things are gonna get better. But you and I both know it's not going to get better.
Yeah.
They will beat you and you will die. I'm being genuine.
It's sad.
You will die. It's unfortunate.
Exactly. The church will move on.
All those people that were advising you to stay in that marriage, they will keep on living their life. They will come to your funeral, cry and
chop
that's
your love rice.
And then forget about you.
Still say the husband is still a son of God.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, even if maybe you're against divorce, I don't know how well you can hold yourself, because I don't know if it's in the Bible. I don't want to quote from the Bible, but I know it says even if you do separate, you can't engage in like sexual whatever like with other people as long as you guys are already bound together. So even if I don't know, just figure a way out of it. But
Figure a way out.
don't
How
be in that
helpful.
house.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert. All I know is you can't stay in that house. You can't claim, oh, this is my husband. I love him so much. Does he love you?
No.
Yeah, you love it. Does he love you? It's blue that for your face. Your face is black. Black eye.
Stop
You
now.
cannot recognize you anymore because of how much they beat you. Is that life? No, genuinely. Because I'm sure there's people out there that are actually going through this.
Oh, most definitely.
Your mom cannot recognize you because of how much they beat you. And I'm sure your mother is telling you, stay in that marriage.
Aye.
He loves you, he will change. No, he will not.
He changed
You will
it
change
now.
your face before he
Exactly. Ma'am, he's not gonna change. I'm being for real. He's not gonna change.
He might change his beating style.
Run Genuinely, he might change his beating style. He will switch it up.
Yeah, so
He will
Instead
switch
of
it
Switch
up.
weapon.
1, 2, he go give you 3, 4.
Yes.
You understand?
So
He go give you up, right?
Yes.
He go give you up like this.
please run away.
He will surprise you.
Like it's a genuine topic that I've seen, and people just try and just go by it like it's nothing. But it's a genuinely serious topic.
It's a serious topic. Go.
It's
Sorry
a
for the
serious
laugh.
topic in this our
Sorry for
community,
the
in this
laugh.
Christian community. People die. People get their asses beat every day.
you.
Every day.
You change your language.
Bro, this is
Yeah.
a rant. What is this?
No, it is a rat.
Bro,
I'm
let it-
genuinely
let it
sorry.
go.
But-
Sorry, they'll not
that's-
beat you in Jesus' name.
But yeah, that's about it.
Oh
that's
my
about it.
goodness.
I just had to get it off my chest.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
sir.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
That was-
Thank you. Thanks.
That was a good one.
Alright.
Okay, moving on to the playlist section. Someone has something. Someone has something to say?
No, I forgot we were doing that.
Okay.
What's the? Sorry, can you remind me what's about?
I was about to explain it.
Oh,
Okay, so each one of us will give something that inspires us, or we've been watching throughout the week, reading, listening to, just to inspire someone, any viewer who's watching the video.
Okay.
Yeah, we can start from that side.
Yeah, well,
You're Jen.
the Jen don't come.
We can start from Femi.
So I just wanna
Let's start with
check
Femi.
my playlist real quick. 1 second.
I can play this.
So I don't know if you've heard. I think it's a group, gospel group. It's called CityAlight. That's the name of the gospel group. There's like 2 songs that I've been listening to back to back for the past week. First one is titled "Only a Holy God." That's the first one, and then the second one is titled "The Goodness of Jesus." 2 amazing tracks. I don't know, they do something to me when I listen to them. Yeah. CityAlight, very good group. Should check them out.
Okay. For me, especially when I'm having a difficult time sleeping, this is weird, but I always listen to Genesis, but in like a dramatized version of it. And it's already, there's lots of different characters and stuff like that, so you have like different voices for each person. It's just a really good like listening experience to just
Sleep.
yeah. Not because it's boring, it's because I've listened to it often, so it's like quite a soothing thing for me. So if you want to change up the way you read the Bible, I recommend reading it in like a dramatized version as well. It's like listening to an audiobook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can you sleep when you hear and Abraham was about to sacrifice? Is there an app for it or something?
I use BibleGateway because they have like if you go to NIV version and then they have the dramatized option, so then you can
Wow.
just
Okay.
listen to it in that way as well. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's a good one.
I started listening to old gospel music, like Don Moen kind of vibes. It's been so nostalgic, and I really like it. Yeah, it makes me emotional.
Honestly, I'm not really a songs guy.
Jama
But,
Jesus.
Jama Jesus.
Hey,
But honestly, my only playlist is to listen to the Epistles, the NIV version, from the Bible app. I forgot the official name of the Bible app, but the one with the brown cover.
YouVersion?
YouVersion.
YouVersion? Yeah,
YouVersion.
I guess so. But there's a particular voice. I forget what the specific voice is. But I always imagine him as Paul every time. His voice just suits it so well. And when I listen to it, I don't know. It's when I read the Bible, sometimes some things can pop out to me. But when I listen to it, just hearing the different way he pronounces things and hearing things said from, it's like I'm listening to Apostle Paul as he's looking at me and saying it. So I don't know. That's why I listen to shit. Or I've been listening to.
I've listened to a lot of psalms sung by all the choirs because I grew up as a choir kid as well, and I recently go back into it. So the most recent one I was listening to was Psalm 37, which is mainly about don't fret when you see the evil doers do what they do, because God will come after them eventually. So that's a good message to have in the back of your mind.
Nice one. Our host.
Well, for me, if you are lacking on your Bible stories, I'm talking about Joseph, David, all those people, that if they're talking about it in church, you don't know or whatever, and you don't want to read the Bible because you have a very short attention span, you're doom scrolling on TikTok, whatsoever. Check out this girl. I don't know if we're supposed to advertise other podcasts, but it's called In the Beginning Podcast, and she tells the Bible like it's tea. Get in the tea. It's like a video. So check her out, and you can never get bored because, that's it. It's called In the Beginning Podcast. That's In the beginning. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this is your first time coming into our podcast, make sure you're watching the other ones. Especially, we had a part 1 for Unfiltered or Unpopular Opinions. So make sure you're checking that out. It was very hot, okay? It was fire, and we had a lot to say. So check that out in our other episodes, episode 1, 2, and 3. We've talked about modesty, crisis in faith, and all that. So check it out. And yes, that's it for the video. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, and following our socials. And have a great day. Bye. Bye.
Well, you're too slow. They move.
Yeah.